Look.
Listen. No, you do the introduction.
What? Since when? It's Geese and Guyera. And we talk about Pokemon, Sun and Moon anime, which is almost over, and other things once a week, every Friday. And Geese, that's you. I'm Guyera. Look, do you see this coffee?
Wow, Guyera is holding up a full black coffee from Starbucks.
It's actually Dongle's, but here's the exciting part. I put it in the freezer. Geese, oh my God.
Ooh, is it a slushie?
Yes, Geese. I pulled it out exactly the right time where it's like mostly solid ice, but then a cavern of
I love that.
Unbelievably cold coffee inside.
How does Dongle's coffee compare to Starbucks? Because I know a lot of people do really like Dongle's coffee.
Well, here's a fun fact for you, Geese. Dongle's current coffee is actually what Tim Hortons in Canada used to have. So I think it's pretty good. Is it as good as Starbo? No. Is it potentially better than Starbo if you factor in price? Because every single day you can get a large for $1? I'd say yes. I'd say probably very much yes, that it is a wonderful alternative because it's so cheap. And I get it with no ice, no cream, no sugar. So they just fill it all the way to the top. Oh my God, Geese. It's wonderful.
I went to Tim Hortons once and I was not impressed. I had a donut and it wasn't very good. I had coffee and it wasn't very good. I don't get the hype.
Well, here's the thing. They've since changed their coffee. I can't speak for their coffee any longer. And I feel like we've brought this up before. So, Calambos, please write in localistenCast@gmail.com if I've said this before, and I'll delete it from the episode. Geese, the Timbits is what I go there for because ever since pandemic, you can't get old-fashioned donut holes that are not glazed. And that is a normal Timbit, is old-fashioned, unglazed donut holes. And they're delicious when you drop them in iced coffee. And I adore them. And they're, oh my God, so cheap. I went to Toronto and I got 30 Timbits for $5. If that. Probably cheaper than that, actually. It was crazy. Now,
what's the Timbit to donut equivalent?
It's a donut hole.
No, I meant how many Timbits comprise of one donut?
Oh, in terms of calories or just amount of donut there? Let me think. Maybe 3 or 4 Timbits equals one donut, maybe? That sounds about right. I mean, look, somebody's got to be out there defending Tim Hortons because the Canadians we know sure don't. They're always ragging on it, and I don't know why. I mean, look.
Probably because it's not good.
No, Geese, calm yourself, first off. But I do love Canada more than they do. Just make that clear. Geese, how can you dislike Tim Hortons? They have Roll Up the Rim. So when it's cold outside, Geese, did you know in Canada it gets so cold that their little bus stops have heaters in them? So you just stand in them and get nice and toasty?
They used to have those on other places. When I was in Barcelona, they had, I want to say the 20s, they had built-in
Geese, it is the 20s.
Heaters. The 1920s. They had built-in seat heaters on benches, and there'd be some guy's job to put coal underneath the seat. It was cool to see.
I thought you were gonna say it's some guy's job to sit on the bench and keep it warm for other people. Just rubbing himself up against the bench just in case somebody walks by. But Geese, what I was getting at is you go into the warmed, heated bus stops and you got your warm Tim Hortons coffee and you roll up the rim and you can win a prize. You take up your rim. It's actually kind of difficult to roll up the rim, so I wonder if there's a lot of Canadians who don't even bother doing it, but you can win free donuts and prizes and it's fun.
Wait, I'm sorry. What does rolling up the rim have to do with heated bus seats or bus stops?
That's basically just my own memory of when I was rolling up the rim. I was in Edmonton, Alberta, and it was really cold, and I was in a heated bus stop.
Oh, okay.
So that's just
I thought this was a bus stop exclusive thing.
No, that's just my own anecdotal twist on my direct experience with rolling up the rim.
Rolling up the rim with Geese and Guyera.
Rolling up the rim. All right, I'm gonna keep that one down in case we don't come up with a better one. Hot and hungry from last week's gonna do pretty well, I think.
Well, I did have my podcasting meatballs right before this. I ate them live in front of Guyera, so he knew I had them.
You want to
Hey,
get on the
Mama
ground floor?
Geese's
What?
Mama Geese's podcasting meatballs.
Clambos, it's fine. She's like a quarter
Just
Italian.
like in the old country.
A podcasting on the banks of the
What?
What's the
Name
famous
one
river in Italy?
Italian.
What's the famous river
Which
in Italy?
one? The
The
Po
famous one.
River?
The Po River, sure. Named after the ghosts in Zelda.
Tiber River?
Khyber Pass is Italy?
Tiber.
Oh.
Isn't that
No,
the river in
Geese.
Rome?
Tiger is an animal. It's like a cat.
Tiber.
It's like a big cat.
That's the river in Rome, right?
Not to be
Tiber?
confused with a lion.
I do have, my family does have a meatball recipe that
It's a
passed
meatball
down.
restaurant. Come to think of it. This is going to be easier than I thought.
Yeah, come to think of it, my family does have a meatball restaurant. Huh.
Clambos, if you want to be on the ground floor, Clambos, if you want to get on the ground floor of Mama Geese's podcasting meatballs factory, please Venmo at onlygeese.cash or anchor.fm on Look Listen Cast, and we'll send you a t-shirt.
The Chef Boyardee factory was in just across the river from where I went to college, and we went to a field trip there once.
That's so
That's
sick.
it.
Hey, Geese, would you like to tell me about what you ate, watched, looked, played, listened, looked, ate, did in these several days since the last time we've spoke?
Well, I've already told about the meatball subs, which we had yesterday, and I ate the leftovers today. I got more Taco Bell, more cheesy gordita crunch, and we were eating it yesterday, and I had too much Diablo sauce and my lips got really spicy, so I chugged 2 seltzers too fast and I thought I was gonna vombus, but I didn't vombus. And also got some dongles, some McDoubles and large fries. I see on the docket that you also got dongles.
And Taco Bell as well. I don't know if I added that. Yeah, I did.
Tell me about it, Guyera.
Let me tell you all about it. Well, here's the problem. My Taco Bell order is the same as I always get. Right now, you get your grilled cheese burrito, your free nachos Bel Grande. You walk across the street, you get your cascabella peppers, you shove the cascabella peppers in the cheesy bean and rice burrito, add red sauce, wrap it around the potato soft taco substitution that you made from the grilled cheese burrito box. You eat your chalupa. Very tasty. Dongles I just went to pick up recording apples, and they had free Big Macs, but I don't like mac sauce, so I got mustard instead, and the aforementioned coffee. But let me talk about more interesting stuff than that, because that's every week. Geese, I hate to tell you, because normally when I bring up delicious food I ate, it's delicious. But Geese, I made such an error in judgment. I decided to go to try a new ramen place. Oh, it was such a mistake, Geese. I walked in there, I placed the order over the phone, and I walked in there, and it was completely empty. And I immediately thought, oh no. I knew I had goofed the big one at that point, because let me tell you, Clambo's, little something about the areas in which I occupy space.
That's my favorite Neutral Milk Hotel album. I'm trying to think of a band that would have an album named that.
The areas in which I occupy space?
Mm-hmm. That's my favorite Ben Folds album. There we go.
Yeah, we had to sit there while we think of a good... What was I even... Oh, okay. Here's the thing. In Los Angeles, there's a lot of millions of people. That means everywhere you go, there are people. There's never any seats available to sit. If you're going to Starbucks or like an In-N-Out or McDonald's, all the seats are full. You just have to stand around awkwardly. And the second you have to stare at people who look like they're near completion, and the second they stand up, you have to sprint over there to take the seat. So if you walk into somewhere and there are 0 people, it's your best bet to turn tail. Is that the phrase? And just run away. Because I got this cream ramen, and he said, "Is that all?" on the phone. And I said, "Oh, I'll try some curry and rice too." Oh my God. The curry and rice was terrible. I had to throw that away. I tried the cream ramen. It said it would come with shrimp. And maybe this is a me problem and not a most people problem, but I just pictured a ramen base soup that had some shrimp in it, right? I open up the boxes. Geese, it's straight out of the ocean creature. Got the eyeballs going and everything. I with all his legs. And I just thought, I don't need to see his eyeballs. So I tried to scoop some meat out of it, but I didn't do a very good job. So I just ended up throwing that away. And I was trying to eat this ramen, but God, it was so bad. 20 something dollars down the drain, Geese.
Oofa doofa.
I know. I mean, I guess some people could go back and say, listen, I really didn't like this food. Could I get a refund or something? But I feel bad for the people. I'd rather sleep on the streets than go walk back in there. Oh well.
I don't
But
think I've ever seen shrimp in ramen before.
yeah, it's probably a good reason. But after that, I think later on that very day, I got some soggy Dongles fries, which were very good. And
Okay.
in good yes, Geese?
Oh no, I need to have a discussion.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
You like them when they're soggy?
Oh my God, Geese. There's a number of us. Dan Reichert is one of them. All you people that say, "Oh, crispy, crunchety fries are the best." No, for
No,
some
no, no,
reason,
no,
you
no.
guys are
Wait.
all mistaken.
I like them in between. I don't like them when they're super crispy. I like them when they're a little bit soggy. You know what I
Geese,
mean?
I love them when they're so soggy. It's just a big ball of fries. Geese, I take the French fries. Like French fries are best if they've been sitting in a bag for a little bit. Not when the temperature is cold. You don't want that. You want them to still be warm and hot. But what you do is you take your fries, you take them in their little box, you shove them in the bag. Well, first of all, you take some salt and pepper and you dump that in there. Mix them all up. You put them in the bag. You wrap the bag and you just squeeze the bag and squeeze the French fries, and you get all the juices and grease out of those fries, and you get them so soggy and sopping. Oh God, nothing better, Geese. This is the best. Geese is Bombo on.
No. Because,
Don't
like,
knock it till you try it.
believe me, I've had soggy fries, Garrett. And I've also been a fry cook. And when the fries are like that, that's usually like an indication that, like, obviously they haven't been in the fryer enough.
That's how I have to order the fries at In-N-Out. I have to order them light so they're less crispy, so they don't cook them.
Yeah.
Cook them enough.
I can also tell how old the fryer oil is based on the French fries.
I can do that too. You remember I was talking to you about that at the place near me? How the fries taste better at night?
Yeah, because like they get more crispy and golden when the fryer oil is older. I don't know why, but it's actually really hard. It's really inconvenient to fry stuff with fresh oil because it takes so long. That's usually another indicator of like if something's not fried enough, it's probably also a sign that the fryer oil is new and the person making it didn't want to wait longer. So, fry facts with Geese.
But yes, Geese, there's not many people who like fries my way, but it is super good. But Geese, in good Japanese food news, I went to the conveyor belt sushi, and I got some tasty inari. It was so good. And I tried some sesame balls for the first time. I didn't know they'd be so hot, but there's like, what's it called? Mochi? Is it No, it's like a dark, hot dessert thing inside
Red bean
of
paste?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sesame balls, very tasty, and the shrimp was good, and so was the inari, which is the rice in the tofu pocket. Oh my God, so good. And the yellowtail sushi. I
Yummy
had that
yum.
yesterday, so the amount of calories I ate yesterday was very small, but I never got hungry later in the day. So this morning when I was grabbing dongles, I was trying to get through my burgers, and I just got full so quick. Geese, I couldn't even finish them. What was the hesitation in that sip? Geese went to take water. And I was waiting for her to finish, and she just held the water by her mouth for like 7 seconds.
I was just thinking.
Crazy expensive sushi, still delicious. Okay, Geese, before I talk about anything else with watching and playing, why don't you tell me what sort of video games you played?
So Aaron and I started Cult of the Lamb a couple days ago.
Did you stream it for the internet?
We did. We streamed it for the gamers.
God, I was hoping you were just going to say no.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's one of the few games that I played on stream where I'm not getting bored after a couple hours. The Twitch integration is really great. You can have people in your Twitch chat join a raffle to be a cult member. So, Guyera's in my cult.
Took me long enough. Golly, that raffle was rigged.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm not gonna probably play it for a while because it's on Aaron's Steam account and I'm leaving soon. So yeah.
You can't log in as him?
I was wondering that, but then I have to log out of my Steam on my computer, and
Easy
I don't
solution.
know if
Buy a new computer.
I don't think you can have like two instances of Steam on the same account on two different computers.
Maybe not. You can do that. You can do that with PlayStation. Real quick side tangent here. So, do you remember that game Nobody Saves the World by Drinkbox
Yeah.
Studios? So that game's
Mhm.
incredible. Everything Drinkbox makes is gold. Taylor and I played it together on PlayStation. We tried to play it locally on the same console, but Taylor cares a lot about trophies, and for whatever cockamamie reason, Drinkbox decided if you're going to play the game locally, only player one gets to pop trophies and the second player does not get trophies. So we had to go through such a rigmarole just to both get trophies. Here's what we had to do. I had to pull out my PlayStation 4 from the closet, set it up, attach it to his television just to turn his television off, log in as me. We had to set that as my primary PlayStation, have Taylor sign in as himself on my PS4 while I was on my PS5. Because when you buy Nobody Saves the World, it grants you access to the PS5 version and the PS4 version, and they're both they're cross compatible for co-op playing together. So we just had the video game running twice in the room, but Taylor would just look at my television to play. And we went through all of this just so he could get trophies. And they just announced DLC, so I really hope they've fixed this problem so we could just play locally and not deal with this. Anyway, sorry, what were you going on about?
I don't even remember.
It was Steam accounts. You were wondering if two
Oh
Steam accounts
yeah.
could run at the same time, or two devices.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work, but it's okay. I can wait until I play Code of the Lamb in like a month.
How many dollars is it?
25.
Hmm.
But other than that, I've just been Fortniting.
Fortnite with the gamers. Geese.
I
What were you about to
well,
say?
I see in your show
Oh, you're
notes
reading my thing.
yeah, that Geese is getting serious in all caps with the game, like a professional sport.
Yes. So here's a little something for you, Clambos. Times used to be we would play video games for fun. At this point, Geese has turned it into an absolute competition. Very serious about winning. Lives are on the line when it's time for a crown victory royale. Let me just tell you that. She's
Okay.
surpassed goblin mode, which is like level 2. Now it's level 3 where the goblin is inside of her, but it doesn't come out physically. It just manifests itself in just cutthroat coaching during games with such quotes as "Don't you tell me what to do."
Explain. Okay, first of all, I'm devastated that your crown victory royale stats don't carry over season to season, and then I'm gonna lose all my progress come the new season.
We got to delete the game.
Second of all, look, sometimes when I play Fortnite with you, I feel like you're not actually listening to what I say, and you're like, this has happened multiple times. We'll be playing and we'll be in a fight and we're all down and we're like, Guyera, can you please help? And you're like, you're all dead? So I feel like there's some communication breakdowns. In terms of the coaching, I will say yes, I have been coaching as of late, and I do apologize for that. I am in teacher I'm in teacher mode, okay? I'm a TA, and the times I've played Fortnite with everyone else, I have been just off of doing some teaching things. And I'm also on Adderall, which makes me very high strung. So I do apologize for that. But also, I feel like we're working as a team, we're playing as a team. Like, I'm just giving advice so that we last longer in the game, because it's not fun if someone dies because other people weren't paying attention or like working together and we just have to like watch one person play the game after everyone else is down, you know?
We all work together. We're all doing a good job. In other video game news, Geese, I caught my shiny Snomes. I got 2 of them.
What
One's
color are
going
they?
to. You shouldn't even look it up. They're actually. That line is actually one of the faintest shiny differences you could possibly imagine. But, I mean, a shiny's a shiny. As far as I am concerned, when you're building a shiny living dex, every shiny is just as valuable as the last. I'm going to have to do some amount of work to get the shiny Frostmoth, though, because to evolve a Snome into a Frostmoth, you have to bring its happiness level all the way up and evolve it at night. So I will have to be doing that at some point.
Jeez Louise.
Jeez Louise. Also, I downloaded all of Clambos. You better get on it. They're starting to expire, but they're giving away all of Ash's Pokemon on Sword and Shield. So you need to just just Google Ash's Pokemon download, and it's going to have a list of all the codes you need to put in the mystery gift. And it just gives you his team. The OT is Satoshi, written in Japanese, because that's his Japanese name. And all the pokes, their names are in Japanese, so they are Japanese pokes. But I recommend it. Geese, real quick, let's do my watching. I watched House of Dragon last night, Geese. Did you say you were into Game of Thrones or no?
The early season, yes.
Let me tell you something, Geese. This last episode of House of Dragon, you would love. Do you know how much kissing there is in last night's episode of House of Dragon? It's 80% kissing.
Oh, okay.
So you'd love that episode. And then tomorrow or the next day, it's actually up in the air right now. It was going to be tomorrow, but I may move my schedule around. I'm going to see Jaws in IMAX, and I'm going to watch this new horror movie, Barbarian. But Geese, like I told you before, wait, were you in the call when I said this?
I don't know.
About what I have to do at the movie theater to watch Barbarian?
Oh, you said something about... Oh, yeah. You said that you had to buy a different movie because AMC List or whatever doesn't let you have 2 movies that overlap at all.
Correct. Because we get with AMC A-List, which is such a steal, especially if you're in Los Angeles, where movie tickets are literally minimum $25 a ticket. So for $20 a month, you get 3 movies a week, and it's just so worth it. And it's even IMAX movies and stuff. You don't pay any extra charge for it, so it's super sick. But this is the first time I've run into a big problem. Like Geese said, there's only one showing of Jaws in IMAX. Okay, so I have to work around that showing. So Barbarian is before that, but the earliest showing of Barbarian, it's like 5 minutes of the end of Barbarian goes into Jaws, which isn't a big deal to me because I've seen Jaws before. I don't mind if I miss the opening of Jaws, but it literally won't let me get the ticket. So instead, I'm going to have to buy a ticket for Minions Rise of Gru and then walk into Barbarian like an absolute buffoon.
Are you going to wear your suit?
No. I only do that if I'm going to work after the movie, which I do sometimes. But no, I'm not. I don't plan on working tomorrow or the next day.
So you're not going to wear your suit and go to Minions?
Oh, that's what you were referencing. I thought everybody banned that. I thought they kicked out all the teenagers for doing that. That's what I heard last. Maybe it was just England. Geese. Okay, here we go. We got the feedback. The Clambo said if you don't like reported Geese Peep, you don't have to do it. So what the heck else are we going to do?
I don't know. I'm divided.
I, for one, am devastated. But if there's something else fun we can do where we can get a little character from Geese, I will give it a chance.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll still do it.
No, Geese, you hate doing it, and you said you'd wait for feedback. And what did Pikablu say? He said verbatim, if you don't like doing it, of course I don't want you to do it. Unlike me, who wants you to do it no matter what.
Yeah. I don't know.
Geese is sitting in such reflection.
There's 2 wolves inside of me.
Exactly.
One wolf that wants to still do it, and another wolf that doesn't.
Which wolf eats which wolf? That's the real question. All right, let me real quick do a Poke News of the week while Geese thinks over what her plan for the future is. Oh my God, Geese! We're already in drama with the Pokemon Switch OLED. Okay, all right. They announced at the very beginning, we're not doing pre-orders for this. It's going to be just like the Splatoon 3 OLED, where it's going to go on sale the day it comes out. No pre-orders. Okay, so what happens? Immediately, I'm getting tweets from Jungle saying, oh, it's up on Amazon UK. And I'm freaking out and I'm thinking, should I get it? Should I get it? Should I get it? Just so I'm guaranteed one. And so I go to Amazon and I'm like, okay, well, they don't even charge you until it ships. So maybe I should go through with this just so I have one just in case. I go to the order screen. I see my final total. And Geese, you know this. You've been to London. They have the tax already in the price. So VAT included. I see the amount with tax. I see the amount plus shipping to the United States. I see that in pound sterling. I go to Google, convert the pound sterling to United States dollars. Geese, even with the $20 shipping, it's way cheaper to import this Switch OLED from the UK to the United States than just buying it in the United States. It's freaking me out. It's like I'm saving like $40 to $60. It's crazy.
That's weird.
And so I'm really excited about that fact. And I go, okay, I'm hold on to this. I still have, they're not going to charge me till they ship. So I still have the opportunity to cancel it if I later want to do that. And then Wario64 tweeted about it later. And I was scrolling down the replies to his tweet. And then there was a tweet I noticed and I went, oh, why didn't I think of that? I was reading a reply that mentioned the power supply. And I went, oh, God, that's not something I thought of. The power supply is not going to work. So I'm going to have to use my old power supply because it's a UK plug. And Elton John was telling me, oh, also, if there's ever a problem with it, Nintendo of America is not going to help you out with it. So I went, that is another negative. Then somebody else was replying with a tweet and was saying, well, just get this converter for $5. But Geese, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't that not a long-term solution? I thought like little travel adapters, you only ever want to use those for like a little bit of time while you're traveling, not as a long-term solution to a product you use all the time. I thought that was like bad for the voltage or whatever to just constantly be converting like that.
I don't know. I had a cube which my sister stole and never gave back to me.
Way
that
to go.
I used. I know, right? That I used like throughout my 3 or 4 month stay in London. Everything was fine, but I don't know. I'm not an electrician, but that may be true.
I'll ask Aaron later. He'll know. But so the way I'm looking at it now is at least I got this pre-order. And then Target goofed this morning while I was sleeping. They put their Switch OLED Pokemon Scarlet Violet up for pre-order, even though they're not supposed to. So I already missed that one. Another option would be, well, maybe Amazon Japan will put theirs up. If the yen is weak enough that it's still cheaper, I may do that because they at least use the same electrical outlets we do. So that could work out. I mean, it's fine. At least I have a console. No matter what, I'm getting that console, even if I run into trouble later. Yeah, that's probably good enough for Poke News of the day. Geese, is there anything you would like to add, preferably in a character, before we take our break and get into the episodes?
I'll just keep doing Reporter Geese peeves.
Geese, no. We're going to know your heart's not in it. It's done under duress.
Like it's part of the bit, though, at this point.
At that you don't want to do it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do.
Give me... What?
You say something about Venmo?
No.
Venmo, I'll keep doing it. No, we're going to try it this time.
I don't have any other characters. I don't know.
What about Spicy Mama Geese's Italian Meatball Emporium?
Oh, do you want me to do an Italian accent? I'll do that. Okay. Yeah. I'll do Mama Geese's Spicy Italian Podcasting Meatballs presents Worldwide Weather Report.
I love that still weather.
No, yeah, it's still gonna be weather. Why wouldn't it be weather?
So the problem was never the weather. It was just Reporter Geese Peep from middle school.
Yeah, the voice.
Oh my God, we could get a new character to report the weather each week.
No.
You shut that down so fast.
No.
No.
Okay, hold on. Let me get into character.
All right. Rubber baby buggy bumpers.
When I start saying the weather, can you add in some like generic copyright-free like Italian music? Like accordion?
You just want it in the background?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, it's me, Mama Geese, presenting for Mama Geese's Podcasting Meatballs weather report of the week. It's 85 degrees of Fahrenheit in Algiers, Algeria. That's a spicy meatball.
How are you comfortable with that, but not reporter Geese Peep? So confused.
Well, look, how about we decide if we want to bring reporter Geese Peep back or not later? I don't know what to do, Guyera.
It's fine. It's fine. All right, let's go take our break for restrooms and waters. She just got
It.
Normally you'd say, okay, bye, be right back. Please enjoy this ad break. You just bounced.
That's why I came back. That's why I came back.
Okay.
Please enjoy this ad break.
Did you get more meatballs, Geese? Geese, it's the Emmys tonight. And our girl Ray, wait, do I not know how to pronounce her name? Rhea Seahorn? Ray?
What's going on?
We need our girl to win the Emmy for her work on Better Call Saul.
What?
What do you mean, what?
Who are you talking about?
Talking about the actor that plays Kim Wexler on Better Call Saul. She needs to win the Emmy.
Okay.
And it's tonight. And if she doesn't win, I'm going to riot.
My mouth feels weird.
Are you allergic to meatballs?
No.
Clambos, please email looklistencast@gmail.com and tell me how to pronounce Rhea Seahorn's name. Is it Rhea or is it Rhea or is it Ray? You tell me. You tell me, Clambos.
I feel like my mouth
is I'm dropping things. Geese, we've somehow done it again. We had the Rockruff arc. We had the Team Rocket arc. Now we have 2 episodes that go well together because we got the girls episode and the boys episode. The first episode, those eyebrows. The first episode we got, all the girls having a fun time on the beach. And the second episode, the boys having fun with the race. How do you like these 2 episodes? Because I like them. I think they're both fun.
I'm sorry, my mouth is just weird. I don't know what's going on right now.
Okay. Get some grapes and water.
We can't deal
with weird mouth. We can't deal with weird mouth. We had weird mouth yesterday. We're not going to deal with it again.
In regards to your question about enjoying these episodes, did I enjoy them? Yes. I don't have a lot other than to say.
You can't get this kind of in-depth analysis anywhere else, Clampos.
I mean, all of my comments are like specific to scenes and stuff, so like I'll just leave that to when the scenes come up.
All right, you heard her. Geese? What's the title of episode 40? Oh, Clambos, real quick. Oh my god. We need to fill you in on the big plans. Okay. Sun and Moon is almost over. I've completely filled up my Sun and Moon notebook, so I need to get a new notebook. This episode covers episode 40 and 41. That means you only have one more episode after this until we are done with Sun and Moon. And then, Clambos, then you're going to get the big response message, Cross, Look, Listen with Geese and Guyera podcast, where we're going to watch something to be determined. We're workshopping now. Conversations and options are on the table. And then after we have that big episode, then we'll be moving on to Sun and Moon Ultra Adventures, I believe is the title of that series. And there's 40-something episodes of that. And then after that, I guess we're going to do the next one, which is like Legend Ultra Double Adventures, which shouts out Pikablu, pointed that out. It's not 43 episodes of Sun and Moon and 100 episodes of Ultra Adventures. It's like 40 of each. 40-something. But hoo boy, I feel bad for these 2 episodes because of how excited I am for the next episode. And I won't spoil it unless we spoil it later. But, next episode's going to be a banger. The big finale for Sun and Moon. Oh my goodness gracious.
Pretty exciting. While Guyera takes a big sip of water, I will say the episode title. Episode 40. Balloons, Brionne, and Belligerence. And in Japanese, oh boy, oh god, okay, Ashimari, Osiamari, and the Anchguri Dadarini.
Anchory. Because remember he has an anchor.
Oh yeah, Anchorini. Wait,
Hungy for Anchor FM. All right, from the top, Geese, what is the Japanese title? Clean cut?
Ashimari, Osiamari, and Anchor and Anchory Dadarini.
All right, Clambos.
I am so bad at pronouncing Japanese. I have issues with language in general and pronouncing things and hearing things. That is my excuse. I'm
I thought
sorry.
you were just going to keep going. And I have a fingernail thing, and sometimes I can't breathe, and also my left eye doesn't work, and I have too much earwax, and I don't have a belly button, and
Okay, Guyera, Jesus.
Clambos, we open with a poke problem with who else but Lana, because it is a Lana-centric episode with the girls. Geese, who will be Poplio's teacher in today's episode is the question of the day.
Aida. Or Ida. I guess Ida.
Well, the correct answer is actually Brione, but I'll accept Ida. So I was watching this episode and I must have missed their names, so I had to just Google their English names because I was tired of writing orange hair person and Sorfer. Soifa.
Oh, it's Soifas.
Look at all these soifas.
All right, Geese. The narrator tells us it is Kamone Dance. What do they say in English as this episode opens? Because they're at like some festival, something. Ida's performing to these people. Geese is lost out of her minds. We're at a strong start.
It says that it opens with Ash and Mallow at Lana's house.
Yeah, but then they immediately have a flashback.
No, that the flashback is to Lana trying to do Hydrovortex with Poplio.
Clambos, you know it's a good start when we are 3 seconds in and we have no idea what's going on in the episode. Good stuff. I'm going to just read what I have written down and we'll figure it out. There's some tasty looking Pokemon food. It looks like cereal, like somebody mixed a bunch of Tricks and Fruity Pebbles and Fruit Loops all together. And they're cute and they're eating food. And all the kids ask, remember what happened yesterday? And they start going on about what happened yesterday. And we see Lana try to use, like Geese said, the Super Aqua Tornado Z move, or in English, what is it, Geese?
Hydrovortex.
And oh my goodness gracious, Geese, Poplio tried to use it, but he couldn't pull it off, and now he's in trouble, and Lana rushes to go help him. This all happens in a flashback. And Poplio's all dizzy. And is this still flashback, or is this present day when we see all the pokes playing on the beach looking real cute?
Present day.
No, I think it's flashback. Because they say, oh, he'll learn to use a Z move, don't worry. Just like, remember, Lycanroc had trouble learning how to Z move, but he figured it out. Okay, so this episode, as mentioned before, revolves around Mallow, Lana, Ash, and their Pokemon. What are the boys up to this episode? They just don't like the ocean, I guess. So now we are definitely 100%, no need to write in present day, because we see Brione, which is the evolution of Poplio. She just has like more frills, kind of bigger. And her trainer, what instrument is that? Geese, is it a lute?
Oh, I forget what the name of it is. A stringed instrument.
Okay, so Ida is playing a Ida is playing a
Ida is streaming for all the gamers.
Oh, pro Fortnite moves. Ida plays a stringed instrument, which I wrote down as lute, which may or may not be accurate.
Who's to say?
She's on the docks somewhere by some water, and there's a bunch of people watching Geese, and they're clapping and having a wonderful time. And we see a lot of Pokemon with the people watching her play. We have Drifloon, Slowpoke, Shelgon, Cubone, Whimsicott, Poliwhirl, Amoga, Alolan Rattata, Alolan Raticate, Wigglytuff, Haunter, barely in the frame. If anybody watches this episode, they're going to be proud of me because you barely see Haunter's like hand. And I was like, Haunter. So I got him in there. Don't worry. Our boy's not going missing. Everybody's having a great time listening. And Rotom explains to Ash that Brione, Poplio's evolution, can make different colored bubbles. Because Poplio's bubbles are just the normal clear bluish bubbles, but Brione's dropping pink bubbles and green bubbles and all sorts of bubbles. Brione is the idol Pokemon in Japanese. Did they say something different in English?
I don't know if they said idol Pokemon.
Probably not. They use the word idol a lot in Japanese, and I think they use other words in English. The Brione starts making bubbles for Poplio and lands it on his little nose. And also, Geese, there's a Butterfree there. And then the Surfer Man pops up. It turns out Surfer Man is referred to as Darling by Ida, the lute performer. So they are a couple. And Ida says, ready? And oh my goodness, the animation gets sick, Geese. As what does Ida do with Brion in front of everybody?
Well, yeah, it's important context that Ida is performing with Brion. So like she's talking and performing like to everyone in the crowd, but
This is
she
her
does.
job.
Yes, she does. She gets ready to do a Z move to do Hydro Vortex with Brion.
A super aqua tornado of love.
She does the Z move and does the Hydro Cortex, so her lover in the water can surf on top of this giant funnel of water, and then Brion goes to join him, and they're having a good time.
I don't know why, but her lover in the water sounds gross.
Lover in the water. Do you know what these people remind me of?
Hippies?
Well, yes, they remind me of the people in Avatar: The Last Airbender who sing the Secret Tunnel song.
Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel.
Yeah, they had a similar vibe.
I forgot that was from Atla. Because I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, but it's been many, many years. But I've heard Secret Tunnel. Secret Tunnel. Completely forgot that it's from that show. How about that? So yes, as Geese mentioned, the surfer boyfriend husband is on top of the giant aqua vortex tornado with Brion, and everybody's completely amazed and clapping, and I imagine giving them money. Geese, there's also a Wingle and a Sableye here, and Ida, the Brion, is up on top of the aqua vortex, and she's making all sorts of bubbles. Lana is completely amazed by what she's been seeing. Because as you Clambos remember, she's just trying to do a Z move. And now she's seeing a perfect execution of a Z move. And Geese, there's also a Magnemite, a Slowpoke, a Machop, a Pichu. And Lana, we get a shot of Lana walking completely determined and with so much confidence towards Ida, the orange-haired, seashell-in-hair, lute-playing woman. And Lana grabs her hand and says, "Please let me be your apprentice." Is that the sentence she says in English?
Yep, exactly.
I think that the intro of the episode plays now, and then after it's over, we cut to some Wingles flying, and Lana's talking to Ida and what's the man's name?
Kanoa.
Kanoa. I thought you said Pinocchio. She's talking
Yeah,
to Ida.
Pinocchio.
Yeah, Ida and Pinocchio. She's talking to them. There's a boat that looks like a Steelix that they're going to ride in later, and it's sick. Lana wants to do a Z move just like Ida did. And Ida says, well, us sea folk travel all over. Oh my God, Geese. There's a cute little moment. Poplio and the Brion are so adorable in this moment because they snuggle up to each other and they just touch their little noses and they just rub their noses together, and it's cute.
Aww.
And turns out surfer boyfriend husband Pinocchio is a treasure hunter, and that's what he does. Now, unfortunately, does he ever find treasure? No. Is Ida supporting the entire family by performing? Yes. Will he one day find treasure and they will have money to eat? Maybe. Only one way to find out.
Hashtag girl boss.
Yes.
Hashtag girl boss Ida.
But Geese, maybe this time it's different because Surfer Pinocchio has a lead. He's got, like, what is it, Geese? A treasure map to a sunken
His
ship?
documents.
He's got some documents. Who doesn't love some documents? I'm going to sneeze.
Do it.
So they keep talking, and Ida tells Lana that Poplio just isn't strong enough to use a Z move yet. And so Geese, they do some balloon training, and turns out Brion's balloons are way, way stronger than Poplio's because every time Poplio tries to make a bubble and it touches one of Brion's bubbles, Poplio's bubble just immediately bursts against Brion's.
Her bubbles are like the ones where you would get goo and a straw and you make those bubbles. Did you ever do that?
Yeah, they were strong. They wouldn't just burst. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
There were so many toys like that in the 90s. Make your own slime things you could eat. Lots of fun.
Yeah, those bubbles remind me of that.
Geese, I don't think it's just yet, but at some point in this episode and next episode too, in addition to these two episodes being the boy episode versus the girl episode, these are also the we're running low on budget episodes because both of them have montages where it's just a static image that the camera pans across because they can't afford to animate a whole training segment because both of these episodes have training segments. So Ida clearly allows Lana to become her apprentice, and so they spend all this time training and trying to get Poplio stronger and stronger, and they go all day, Geese. We cut all the way to sunset, and in sunset, both Ash and Mallow are so sleepy, and Poplio just keeps trying and trying and trying. He's been at it for hours, Geese, and he's so exhausted. It's kind of funny because Brione, I guess a strict teacher, because Brione gets upset when Poplio gets exhausted, but Ida says, I think that's enough for today. And then right as she says that, Surfer Pinocchio comes back, and he says, I found nothing. Oh my God, Geese. There's a little scene here that's so adorable. It's just Mallow hugging Steenie. They didn't have to animate that, but they did, and it was very much appreciated.
Very cute.
Ida calls Pinocchio darling again, or daring in Japanese, and she waxes poetic, I think is the phrase, to Lana about how Z-moves can bring you across any ocean. We cut to Lana's house at night, and she's laying up in bed. Her little sisters are snoozing in the bottom bunk. Poplio is cute, sleeping like a baby. And Lana says she wants to travel the seas too. And this, Geese, is when we get our little slideshow. It just goes through, clearly some amount of time passes, and Poplio's training real hard to become stronger so he can do a Z-move. We see the dude going back and forth, looking for treasure. And now, Geese, you're going to have to tell me what this item is called in English, or else I'm going to have to Google it. They're looking for something in Japanese called a mysterious droplet, and it makes water moves stronger.
It's mystic water.
Yeah, so in the video games, you can have a water Pokemon hold that, or probably any Pokemon hold that, and their water moves get stronger. Now, when they're discussing the treasure, who's listening in, Geese?
Team Rocket.
What's their brilliant plan, as always?
They're going to follow Treasure Boy, and they're going to take the treasure.
Treasure Boy?
Well, that's what they call him.
Okay.
Jesse says following Treasure Boy was worth it.
Gotcha. So they were tailing him, and he led them to Ash and Pops and everybody. Gotcha. Now we cut to the docks at the Steelix boat. Brione makes a little bubble for Pinocchio to explore the bottom of the ocean. This is when they're already out at sea. And this way he can breathe while he's exploring, looking for treasure. We see some Finneon, some Alomalola, some Chinchou, some Love Disc, and Geese. He finally finds it. The Little Mermaid's sunken ship. But oh my God, Geese, what is on that ship?
A Delmise.
A very spooky Pokemon. Geese, look. Let me talk to you about Delmise. Delmise is a very difficult to find Pokemon in Sun and Moon. I think it's very unlikely you're just going to run into one. You kind of have to Google where it is to find it. I'm familiar with Delmise. I think he has a cool design. When I saw how big they animated Delmise, I was completely blown away. I had no idea that it was that big of a monstrous sea creature. I thought he was just like about the size of a ship's wheel. But I guess ship's wheels are pretty big, depending on the ship, but way bigger than I thought, if that's his cannon size. So Pinocchio goes back up to the surface after he sees the Delmise, and Rotom tells the kids all about this Delmise. You got to be careful. Who was it? Lana? Was it Lana who said one of her parents said to be careful to never go near it?
Yeah, her father said never to go near one.
Which makes sense because he's very dangerous, as we're about to find out. His anchor is incredibly powerful, incredibly dangerous. You got to watch out for it. And then we see Team Rocket, Geese. What the heck is up with them? What are they in?
They're in a pedal-powered submarine that looks like a Pokemon whose name is
Bruxish.
And Jesse says, yo ho ho, and down we go as they pedal towards the ship.
These goofy little expressions they do in English. Come on, guys, come on. So they're going towards the sunken ship, but Dale the Delmise stops them, and he says in Delmisian, he says, do you have business with my ship? And of course, Meowth is translating all this since he speaks Pokemon. Geese, Delmise is going to murder Team Rocket. There's no other way around it. They're in giant trouble. But Meowth tells a lie and says, oh no, we're innocent. It's the guys up on the surface that told us to come down here and bother you. It was the kids doing. So Delmise goes right up Geese to the surface and attacks the ship. Lana? No, Pinocchio. Pinocchio, Geese tries to steer the ship away, but Delmise grabs onto the ship with his anchor. Oh my goodness, it's getting dramatic now, Geese. It's getting scary. Team Rocket says, oh, this is perfect. We'll use this opportunity to go steal the treasure. Pikachu, use Thunderbolt on the Delmise. Oh, Geese, it's not working. Brion, use Aqua Jet. Use it again. And okay, it may be starting to work because Delmise, his little anchor falls off. Oh no, Geese. This was a little scary. Delmise smacks Brion with his anchor, and it looks so violent. It looks so painful because there's a difference when you're watching this show and you just see Pokemon energy attacks because it just looks like fun, fancy-free video game Pokemon silliness. When you see a giant metal anchor slam into a little baby seal, it's terrifying. It looks so scary, and you're so concerned for this little Pokemon. Oh my god, Geese, she's been knocked out. We gotta get to the Pokemon Center to save her. But then, Geese, oh my god, it's even more dramatic. What does the Delmise start to do?
Delmise starts to create a giant whirlpool.
Oh my god, the ship's caught in the whirlpool, Geese, and Team Rocket's trying to saw into the ship. It's kind of very amusing. They have little arms on the Bruxish that they're controlling that has a big handsaw. They're trying to just saw into the wooden ship. Very amusing. But oh my goodness, then they get caught up in the whirlpool.
Okay, are you ready, Guyera?
For what?
I paid attention this time, and I wrote down the puns they say. So, as Team Rocket starts pedaling for their life in their little Bruxish?
Do you want to know the actual name? Or the funny name?
Yes.
The actual name of the Pokemon is Bruxish.
Bruxish. So they start pedaling in their Bruxish, and Meow says, going through this feels like we're in a spin cycle. And James says, I'm clean enough, thank you. And then Wobbuffet does the Wobbuffet.
What?
So it was a little washing machine pun.
Some good washing machine humor in English. I don't recall any jokes in Japanese, but that's fine. So they're getting sucked into the whirlpool, Geese, and then we cut back to the ship, and Steenie's rolling in a little ball. It's very dangerous, but she's adorable, at least, rolling on the little ship. Oh my god, Geese, the ship's not strong enough to get out of the whirlpool. But then, who shows up to save Team Rocket?
Beware, and we just see Beware's face pushed against the glass of this submarine.
It's a good face.
Very funny.
He's on the manhole window thing, and I'm telling you, this Beware's got to be the strongest Pokemon in the entirety of Alola. He just bursts through their submarine, grabs them all out, and then just swims up to the surface with them. Geese, we cut back to the boat with all the kids in it. Everybody's in trouble, but Poplio's got such a look of determination on his face, Geese. He's ready to save the day. And
like, let me in, coach.
Very much let me in, coach energy. And Geese, he's got to use a Z move to counteract the whirlpool. Geese, Poplio and Lana train so hard, and it's so dramatic in the animation of this at this point, and they get in perfect sync, Geese. This is straight out of, I know this is coming up a lot, but just the most dramatic anime you can imagine. Like turning Super Saiyan level 3 Goku, they have this animation of Lana and Poplio getting in perfect sync, and then we see imagery of a solitude zone where it's just Lana's little fishing lure in water, and then it does like a little ploop, like something's about to bite on to the lure, and then Lana yells out, reach beyond the horizon, super aqua tornado, and Poplio does his own whirlpool to fight Delmise. Geese, Delmise gets sucked in and then flies off into the ocean. Poplio did it. They jump into the air, and Pinocchio got the treasure, Geese, mystic water, and he gives it to Ida for all the trouble he put her through.
And because, he also says, and because you're a sweetheart.
Oh, in Japanese, he says, and because I love you. She gets all embarrassed and starts to blush and pushes him off into the water. The reaction to him being pushed in the water is funny because you get the different personalities of the Pokemon based on their types. He falls into the water and Poplio starts clapping because he's excited because he's a water type. but Pikachu sees him fall into the water and gets very concerned. He goes, oh my God. And then we cut to later on, Geese, when they're finally saying their goodbyes. Poplio's crying because he's going to miss them so much. He had such a good time with Brion and Ida and Pinocchio. And Brion is petting his little Poplio head and is very
So
cute.
cute.
And Ida and Pinocchio say, us sea folk gotta travel all around, but don't you worry because we'll meet again. The ocean will keep us connected, Geese. And then we cut to Del Mize in the water, and he's happy as a clam because now he got himself a new boat, the little Bruxish sub. He's just smiling and connected his anchor to the little sub, having a great old time. And Geese, that is the end of the episode. How's about you tell us what happens in the stinger?
So in the stinger, Lana and Poplio are on some rocks by the ocean, and Lana is like, Poplio, do you want to be like Brion? And then we do a cut and we see that Poplio is wrapped in seaweed and has white cloth over the ears to look like Brion. It's very cute.
Very cute. And that's the end of episode 40. Now, I already have the movie tickets for tomorrow, but maybe I should move them to Wednesday so I could get my Fortnite gamer eyes tomorrow.
Well, is it okay that Aaron joins us for a little bit?
Yeah. Why'd you ask it so strangely?
I was gonna say in response to your Fortnite gamer eyes, I probably won't be able to play a lot tomorrow because I'll be traveling. If that makes a difference.
Oh, no, I just meant because right now my plan was to... Fortnite gamer eyes just means get my contact lenses. Doesn't actually mean play Fortnite.
Okay.
Because right now I have the movie tickets for tomorrow, which would mean I would have to go get the contacts on Wednesday. But if I switch the days, then I could get contacts sooner, is what I was saying.
Is this part of the show? Are we live?
I thought it would be, but probably not now.
Why not?
I don't know.
All right, we're back and we brought someone.
Hello?
What's your favorite Pokemon?
Gaping George?
Not for the show.
For
What's
Bulbs.
wrong with Gaping George? Or wait, no, what was his actual name?
Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur.
Okay. Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur's pretty good. That's a good Pokemon.
Aaron, you can win $10 if you tell me right now Bulbasaur's Japanese name. No looking it up.
Bulbasaur?
Yes.
No, I'm saying Bulbasaur.
No, it's Fushigi-dame.
It's not a trick question? Okay.
Oh.
It's
It's not
Fushigi-dame.
a topiary? Okay.
Should we start the show? What is this face, Guyera?
Your tone of voice is like there's a secret that you're not telling me.
There's no secret at all.
Geese is holding secrets from you Clambos, and I don't know what it is. Why you have such a
So
mischievous
weird.
look on your face?
I don't know.
Geese is up to no good. I have no idea what it is, but there's something brewing. There's
Oh
trouble.
my god.
Okay, episode 41. Mounting an electrifying charge. Dash Dendimushi.
Is that a vocal warm-up? Mounting an electrifying charge?
Mounting an electrifying charge.
Reticulated pythons articulate... never mind.
Aaron!
What? I was going to say test scores.
Test scores. Test scores.
Oh, it was
Clambos, like I said,
reticulating-
we have... What?
It's reticulated pythons articulate amicus briefs. That's the one. That's the good one.
Somebody's whistling, but it sounds like it's all around me.
That's a weird vocal warm-up.
How odd. Clambos, like I said, last episode was all about the girls, and now this episode's for the boys.
Let's
We-
hear
oh.
it for the boys.
Have we even had one shout out to the gamers this episode?
No. Give me a second, Guyera. This one's for the gamer.
Shouts out. Geese, we open with a poker problem with Sophocles. And this may be your most difficult to answer poker problem yet. Let's see if you get it right. The question Sophocles asks is, what is Charjabug's nature? His Charjabug?
Like his type?
No, not his type, his nature.
Oh, he's
In
not
Pokemon,
very motivated.
No,
Lazy?
there's a one word adjective. So in Pokemon, all Pokemon have abilities and they have natures. That influences their stats. You don't remember the plot point of this episode where Sophocles' Charjabug's nature helps him at the end of the episode? Even though the bully team, their Charjabug had a nature that they said was best for Charjabug for the race?
Was it bravery?
The answer is mild in Japanese.
Okay.
They don't talk about nature at all.
That seems hard to believe. We'll get into it with the episode, but I mean, they must
They
have
don't-
brought up something.
They don't. They bring it up, but they don't frame it as like nature. Sophocles explains that his charge bug isn't very motivated.
Interesting. Were they trying to make it less complicated for English speakers? Weird. Geese, we open with a commercial for some sick cars. This toy, I guess it's a toy, or maybe it's hobby grade material. You stick your little Charge-A-Bug in, and it looks sick as all get out. You put them in, and you do little race car races with it, Geese. Sophocles is showing Ash and Kiawe, all the race soapbox derby kids on the little advertisement. No, they're not in school yet, right?
No, they are in school. Sophocles is showing this to them at
This
his
was
desk
in
with
class?
his Pika. Yeah, at his with his Pika projection thing.
Right. Okay. So he convinces Ash and Kiawe to help him win this Charge-A-Bug race derby because you have to have a 3-person team, Geese. And they get so excited, and Kiawe's so competitive that he lights himself on fire. And here's where it gets interesting, Geese, because normally when this kind of thing happens, it's just figurative for the audience. So they're all literally on fire, flames are burning because they're so passionate about winning. They're creating so much heat from the excitement of winning that the girls in the class start to comment how hot it's getting. So little Snowy walks over to the boys and breathes ice on them. And they are
Sure
frozen.
They were talking about the temperature?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, people like to see people be passionate, okay?
Guyera told me that there's a lot of kissing in the latest episode of House of the Dragons.
Okay. Is that the Lord of the Rings show?
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Okay, that I could believe that.
Anyway.
Yes, it's odd that we're now seeing figurative things have real world reactions to the characters, but it is a cartoon, I guess. Geese, are you distracted? What is going on? Geese?
Can you give me 1 second, Guyera? Please hold.
Yes.
I've been informed that I need to leave.
You don't need to leave.
No, I've been told I need to go.
Well, apparently you're distracting me, according to Guyera.
It's okay, but I just wanted to pop in and say hello. Hello, look, listen, Clambos. You're all wonderful. ResponseMessage.com. Bye.
Bye. Think about what we're going to have for dinner tonight.
How about a big pile of cash?
Sounds good. Okay.
Aaron's very entertaining. He could, if...
It's okay. He'll just play some City Skylines.
Okay.
So, Snowy puts out the fire.
Yeah, we're past that. Now we are at the schoolyard outside the school, Geese, and it's time for the boys to get together. Sophocles pulls out his Type 3 kit. It's the sickest, you would imagine, latest model of little race car for Charge-A-Bug, because Charge-A-Bug's going to sit inside and use little discharge, and it's going to make the car go, and it's cute. Now, Geese, here's the thing. If you're going to be a soapbox derby Charge-A-Bug racer competitor, you got to fill into one of 3 roles: a director, a mechanic, or a support runner. They all decide that the best choice for director is, of course, Geese.
Sophocles.
And who's going to be the mechanic?
Kiawe.
And through process of elimination, Clambos, who's going to be the runner? That's exactly correct. I'll assume you said the correct answer. All right. Let's shove Charge-A-Bug into the little car. He's cute. And guess who else is cute, Geese, during this scene?
Pikachu.
And
Tokotamaru.
that's absolutely right. They're rubbing their little backs together, and it's cute.
All of the electric types together.
Dengeki, Charge-A-Bug, use discharge. And Geese, Ash starts sprinting. But oh my goodness gracious, Charge-A-Bug's barely moving at all. So Ash completely outruns the Charge-A-Bug. Charge-A-Bug has a mild nature, is what they say in Japanese. And that is why it's slow.
Yeah, they say unmotivated.
Huh. Very odd. And then Geese, Pikachu, and Togedemaru go to hug Charge-A-Bug, but he blushes, and then he does a string shot right into Sophocles' face, and he gets this string shot stuff all over him, which, remember that, Clambos, because that's going to come up later. Geese, it's time for a training montage. We're going to train Charge-A-Bug, and he's going to be the fastest and the best Charge-A-Bug racer in the whole of Alola. Ash says, let's all run. That'll encourage him. We got to unify the team. And what's Pikachu doing, Geese? Is real cute.
Pushing Charger Bug.
Just pushing him. And Samson Oak is watching all this take place from his balcony on the school. And Geese, you said that you wrote down the puns.
Oh, I didn't write down those puns.
Sick.
I
Samson
don't
Oak
know
says,
any Pokemon.
but the pun he makes, he says the Pokemon name. Don't worry, I have the pun. I have it written down. You can bring Aaron back if you want.
No, it's okay. He's going to do City Skylines.
Maybe it's tougher if he had. Well, I thought he did do an episode where he hadn't watched him yet.
He
It just has to be
0
a part of the
context.
show versus whatever was going on earlier where you two were just.
Plus, we only have one mic set up. It's okay.
So Samson Oak staring at the kids and says, "Ah, the youth." And then he makes a Machamp pun, I believe. Geese, the boys are all working extra hard to get Charge-a-Bug faster. They're improving the car. They're running. They're drinking moo-moo milk, which, God, this is a plot point in this episode.
Worst
Geese,
thing to drink
Geese.
before or after a run.
If I'm sprinting and I need something to drink, it's not going to be milk. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the Vombas? Oh,
man,
my
instant
God.
Bombas.
Let me drink a gallon of milk and just sprint. Oh, my God. I don't get it. Oh, it's so hot out. Let me get a fresh glass of cold milk. Ugh. But that being said, Geese, Charge-a-Bug is very, very cute sipping the milk with his little straw. The girls are walking by, noticing how hard they're training, and they decide, Geese, what do the girls decide to go do?
They're going to go get cold drinks and some pancakes.
And they're going to go see Noah. Do you remember who Noah is? Let me look it up. They're going to go get tea. Was Noah that woman that... she's Nina. She's a restaurant waitress at the Howley City Pancake Parlor.
Oh, that's interesting because in English, they say that they're going to go to Mallow's restaurant.
Why? That doesn't even make sense because that's not where they don't go to Mallow's restaurant to eat pancakes. They go to the pancake parlor to eat pancakes.
Or maybe they said Nita's restaurant. And I just thought it was Mallow. That's a
Oh, okay.
possibility.
It's a possibility. Geese could be mistaken. Who's to say? I guess
Who's
if
to
anybody
say?
else watches the episode, they could be the ones to say. It's a possibility. Geese, we cut to the giant racing stadium, and it is huge. And we got all these teams ready to rock and roll, Geese. We got Team Electro Princess, who has this cute little Charge-a-Bug with a cute little pink bow. The all-women team. We got Team Starmie, Team Science Speed, a.k.a. the Nerds. But don't worry, Geese. Sophocles is still confident since they train so hard. But Geese, then what team shows up?
The Red Comet.
These little jerks. These little bullies.
They're also nerds.
Well, they're not played as nerds as much in Japanese, I don't think. But
They're definitely
Geese,
dweebs.
holy moly, Geese, these kids, they got something special, Geese. And let me tell you right now, I had to stop the middle of this episode and just start looking up shiny forms of this line. Because boy howdy, these are some good shinies. Geese, what do they have? I've given you the answer.
They have a... that's what I wrote down. They have a red Charger-Bug. And I was like, oh, is that a shiny?
It is. They don't clearly say that he's a shiny in English?
No, they just say that it's a special Charger-Bug.
What is wrong with this English version?
And this Charger-Bug looks like Lightning McQueen.
Geese, I would say that is accurate. Yes, he does look like Lightning McQueen because he's a red Charger-Bug and he's in a little red car. You know, I guess when you're actually playing the games, they don't use the word shiny too much. They kind of do because they say shiny charm increases your chance of finding a shiny Pokemon. But yeah, that's weird. They don't call it a shiny. How interesting. Geese, Team Red Comet says that they're going to win. And they say that Sophocles and Ash and Kiawe might as well just go home because there's no point. Team Red Comet's going to win. And Geese, this is what's really thrown me off because how are you having an English episode without this entire plot point? Team Red Comet says our shiny Charger-Bug has a timid nature, so it's as fast as it can be. What do they say in English?
He just says that his dad paid a lot of money to find this very rare and fast Charger-Bug.
Weird. And then they walk away, Geese, and Rotom says, those guys are unpleasantness 100%. Although, Geese, I gotta say, their Charger-Bug has a very cute voice in Japanese. I don't know if they tried to make him sound more villainous in English, but He's a cutie pie. So I've got nothing against the shiny Charjabug. Remember, Geese, what we learned in the very first seasons of Pokemon. There are no bad Pokemon, only bad training. Ash and Kiawe call Sophocles cool for standing up to those bullies. And then, Geese, we cut to Whomst.
Oh, Team Rocket.
Geese got a good face picture of them.
Oh my god, Marini looks so funny because they're all wearing these. I don't even know how to describe these outfits.
Like,
These,
punk, hipster, cool, youngster, skate, something.
And Marini is on top of Wobbuffet, and Wobbuffet is covered in a hoodie, and Marini's in a hat, and it's so funny.
What, Geese, is Team Rocket doing at the Charjabug Racing Stadium?
They want to win the prize.
Geese, Jesse says something very funny to me, which is, our disguises are flawless.
Yeah, they say that in English.
So their brilliant plan, because they don't have a Charjabug and you need a Charjabug to enter the race, they've put Meowth in a fake Charjabug containment thing in a car that Meowth is going to, just like their submarine, he's going to pedal and try to win the race that way. We cut to Sophocles handing out the communication little Bluetooth headset devices to the team. Our favorite character, Geese, the flying idol reporter woman on the Magnezone, shows up. She says, "Welcome to the 25th annual Kokeko Cup." What do they say in English? Because I doubt it's Kokeko.
No, they say that.
Sick. Never mind. And we see a big layout of the track. They got to race all around and they must avoid the obstacle Pokemon. The obstacle Pokemon are, Geese, do you know?
There's the weather
I bet you know
one.
at least two of them.
What's the weather one called again?
Cast Form.
Cast Form. There's that rock guy.
Boldor from Generation 5. Evolves from
I don't
rock
remember
and
the
roll.
last one.
So there's a Boldor, a Cast Form, and a Sandygast. Those are the three.
Mm-hmm.
You remember Sandygast? He had his whole episode devoted just to him.
Yeah.
So those are the three obstacle Pokemon that will be trying to stop the racers at every chance they get, at every turn. Geese, this stadium is so unbelievably realistic. They're in a contained area, and yet the track just looks like a real desert and it's like the Hunger Games.
I was just about to say, I wrote that down. It's like the Hunger Games in here.
It is. They got a full rainy city, they got a full desert, and they got the first thing I said, rocky gorge.
No wonder they don't have a cash prize for this race.
No, they spent it all on the course.
Yeah.
And they start showing off the pit stops where you can real quick stop your Charjabug, and the mechanics on the team can switch out tires and feed Moo Moo milk and whatever you would do to a Charjabug in a pit. And here's an important thing. You're not allowed to use any attacks or it's instant disqualification. Geese, it's funny. At this point, I actually start getting... They did a pretty good job in this episode of getting the tension. I got nervous when they're all lined up and the beep starts to go down. I was nervous. And they yell, "Stato!" And I started laughing because they clearly spent so much money. And this is supposed to be such a cool thing. But these Charjabugs aren't going fast at all. They're going as fast as like a normal jog from a human. So I don't really get it, but it's fine. Because even soapbox derbies, I feel like going way faster than that.
What's a soapbox derby?
I can see how you may not be familiar with that. I think that was popularized before your time, but you would see it a lot. There'd be episodes of cartoons in the 90s that would have soapbox derbies in them, like Hey Arnold. I know they had an episode about them. Basically, a soapbox derby is where you're a kid, and if you're going to win, your parents help too. You create your own vehicle with like cardboard and plastic and wood, and you design it and you paint it and you make it all your own. And then all the kids show up to race in their handmade cars.
Oh, okay. Well, I know that concept. I just wasn't familiar with the name.
Yeah, I guess it comes from the idea that people would make their cars out of a big cardboard box that had soap in it at one point, I guess. Never looked into it. I've never participated in a soapbox derby myself, but I have watched that episode of Hey Arnold. Basically an expert. So yeah, they start the race. It's super slow, making me laugh. Meowth is pedaling so fast in his little cheating box. I like the team with the Ludicolo hats. It looks like a big sombrero. Very cute.
Yeah. They get branding.
They certainly do. Oh my God, Geese, right off the bat, what do we have on the racetrack?
Oh no, a pileup.
Oh my God! Most of the racers are already out of the race. And right now we got the shiny Charjabug and FR in the lead. Who is FR?
Well, I know in second place is Team Rocket.
That's a T, not an F, Geese. That's a T,
Yep,
not
yep,
an F.
yep.
Got him.
Got him.
So in the lead, Geese, are the shiny Charjabug and Team Rocket. Oh no, Ash is in last place. But Geese, being in last place did allow him to avoid the giant accident crash pileup. So something to be said for that. And now, Geese, they've managed to get past the beginning part of the race, and they are in the rocky area. And Boldor, the Generation 5 rock Pokemon, apparently he has psychic rock abilities because he's just making rocks come out of the ground, and it's very death-defying and dangerous for all these little Chargebugs. The shiny team says no dilly-dallying. Meowth has this metal piston that he activates that makes him jump over all these rocks by slamming into the ground, I guess. And then, Geese, we cut back to the director's area where Sophocles is on his headset, and we've got the jerk from the shiny team in his big red velvet chair he brought in, which is funny. And Geese, he's taunting Sophocles. But luckily, Geese, Sophocles says that they designed his car to be able to deal with just exactly this kind of situation. So he activates his little all-wheel drive or whatever the heck and drives up Ash's back to hop over the rocks. But here's the thing, Geese. You need a really sturdy body to pull that off, because what happens to one of the cars when they try to do that?
It breaks.
That's exactly correct. It broke because it wasn't strong enough. And we finally get to the first pit stop, Geese, and Team Rocket's trying to switch out the tires. Jesse says we got to take out that shiny team. And Kiawe, Geese, he is a beast at being a mechanic. Geese, he's so competitive, and he says the tires have the exact same diameters as the Moo Moo Milk bottle cans, so he can do this by muscle memory. And he's super fast, and they feed Charjabug some Moo Moo Milk. And then, Geese, what do they get on their little eyes to protect themselves?
Goggles.
It's very smart because they're about to go into the sand area. Sophocles thinking ahead. Sometimes it helps to be a nerd. So we're in the sand area now, and poor little shiny Charjabug, he can't see anything because he's got no goggles. He's like squinting his little eyes, and I feel bad for him, especially because it was windy here the other day, and I got a bunch of stuff in my eyes, so I can completely relate. Meowth shoots the shiny Charjabug, Geese, but what happens?
It just makes it faster because it got scared.
Geese, the plan backfired. And right after he does that, Meowth starts pressing some more buttons in his little Charjabug house thing. And Geese, what happens?
He ejects himself.
Geese, he accidentally activates the emergency protocol, flies up into the air. It looks like Evangelion. And Geese, looks like our girl, Idol Reporter, is watching the whole thing. And she says, there was another Pokemon inside that Charjabug. You are disqualified. Geese, somebody saying, I don't know, maybe you remember what team says this, but somebody says, if you accelerate too fast, you will get stuck in the sand.
I think Sophocles says that as they cut to the scientist team's Charjabug while that's happening.
That would make sense. And Geese, here we go again with, I don't understand how the English episode's working, because Sophocles clearly says, all right, a mild nature is perfect for this sand, because all you need to do in the sand is keep a consistent pace. Because Geese, the timid, shiny Charjabug, he went too fast and he got all worn out.
Sophocles, instead of saying the timid thing, he says, slow and steady wins the race.
Oh, so they're just, I get it. They're getting the point across without actually saying the nature thing. I got it. So Geese, I think now we're down to only one of three racers. One of three racers is going to win. One of three racers is going to win, Geese.
One of three racers?
Three racers is going to win. Oh, the poor shiny Geese, he's all tuckered out. And Geese, they're in the next pit stop, and the shiny team's asking the director, should we give him some nutrition like those other guys did? He screams, no, just run through the final stretch. And we cut to Team Rocket outside yelling at some dude, saying, this was kind of funny, Geese. They say, listen, look, we don't need to be thrown out for just a little bit of cheat.
after they say that, continuously like yelling at this guy, Meowth, instead of talking English, just meows at this man.
Yeah, he does that in Japanese too. He just keeps saying "Nyath, narth, nyath, narth."
But like, why?
Okay, my guess would be it's better for their case if they make this guy believe he's just a normal Meowth. Because if he can tell that the Meowth speaks perfect English, I think it looks worse for them that they were cheating. And maybe by him just saying his Pokemon name, it looks like there's just been some misunderstanding or something.
Okay.
Anyway, it doesn't matter because, of course, Beware shows up in one of his sickest entrances we've ever seen. He's taken logs and converted himself into a motorcycle and just
Like those
zooms
legendary Pokemons.
Geese, exactly. Maybe Koraidon and Miraidon are inspired by Little Motorcycle Beware. Who's to say?
Who's to say?
He shows up, Geese. He's super sick. He grabs Team Rocket and he speeds off. And Geese, it's now time for the final area of the race. We're in the last level, the rainy city streets. But oh my God, Geese, it's about to get way worse because cast form is gonna make it start to hail, Geese. They do say hail in English, right? Not snow.
Yeah, hail.
And the streets, Geese, they start to get icy. Oh my goodness gracious. Slippery roads. What are we gonna do? And now, Geese, this is 2 episodes in a row where the violence that happens is far more scary to see because it's not just normal Pokemon energy blasts. The girl team, Geese, they're on the icy, slippery roads, and she careens off and flies into the air and hits Ash in the face and knocks him out, Geese. And it's very scary.
Ash is dead.
No. I mean, I was afraid of that, but no, he is knocked out, that's for sure. Oh my goodness gracious. Sophocles sees what happens and he says, oh my goodness. Well, I don't remember what he says exactly, but he runs from the director's area to go to Ash. And the shiny stuck in the icy road. He can't move and he's completely exhausted. And the shiny director's upset at this and he takes his headset off and throws it on the ground and breaks it. The girl apologizes. She says to Kiawe, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And then she said, it's our fault that poor Ash has been knocked out. But Kiawe says, it's okay. This is to be expected in racing, that your Charjabug's going to hit my friend in the face and give him a concussion. And Geese.
Just part of the sport.
Geese, we see the sickest entrance Sophocles could ever do. What happens, Geese?
He slides in on his stomach.
Like the penguin from Mario 64. He shows up and he says, Kiawe, go get Ash. First aid. I'll finish the race. And I should have mentioned this earlier in the episode, but it was a big deal when, in the beginning of the episode, Ash was trying to convince all of them to run. So the team was in, unity or whatever he says. Of course, like normal, Sophocles was very hesitant because he hates to run. So he's like, oh, no, I don't want to run. But Geese, he's putting it all aside for his friends. He's putting it all aside to win. He's going to do it. He's going to sprint. He's going to run. Geese is throwing her arms up in unbelievable amounts of excitement and enthusiasm. Geese, I've been holding my little notebook, so my thumbs have all this ink on them. I don't know if you can see them. Geese, Sophocles is going to finish this race, and he's going to run, and he's got this brilliant idea, Geese. How is Sophocles going to get Charjabug through this icy road?
He's going to use Charjabug's web on the wheels so that they stick.
Yes, he gets the string shot from Charjabug, wraps it around their wheels, and wraps it around his own tennis shoes. Because somebody says, oh, you can't do that, that's cheating. You can't change your wheels not at a pit stop. And he said, I didn't. And Geese, Charjabug's flying. He's got the string shot. Sophocles is running. And we're down to the wire, Geese, and they cross the finish line. And oh my God, Geese. They almost got me crying. It was so impressive of a victory. Geese is incredulous. She went eyebrows up immediately.
Well, also, that you forgot to mention that they do like a speed racer face.
Please mention.
It's down to the wire, right about to cross finish line, and we see Sophocles, Ash, and Kiawe, and the animation turns to look like Speed Racer as they say, go! It's very cool.
Very sick. Geese, they did it. Way to go, everyone. Has there ever been a race this intense? Says, I think, the girl on the Magnezone. Geese, Shiny Charger Bug is so sad. He's devastated he didn't win because I think they win every year, so it's a big deal to them. And Geese, they got the Shiny Charger Bug got second place. But when they asked Ash and the team and Sophocles, what was your secret to victory? They said, moo moo milk. Clambos, again, I need to reiterate, I don't recommend drinking a bunch of milk to win a race. I think it's a mistake. It worked for them, but I
Unless
don't
the
think it'll
race
work for
is
you.
a milk drinking contest.
Maybe moo moo milk doesn't make you feel like regular cow human milk does. Not human milk, but the milk humans drink in this universe. All right. And Geese, for their big win, I thought it would be a bigger deal. I can't believe Team Rocket was doing all this effort just to win this. I mean, I'd love
I
it.
know.
I'd love to win this gift. I think it's sick, but I don't see why Team Rocket wants this. It's a complete set of high-quality Charge-A-Bug goods. They get a little Charge-A-Bug notebook, a little Charge-A-Bug plush and neck pillow. Kind of funny. I like it. And Geese, that is the end of the episode. Please tell the Clambos what the stinger is.
So in the stinger, we see Sophocles enjoying enjoying his prizes at his lab, and he's like, Charger Bug, you did good. You can rest up. And then we see Tokenomaru playing in the Charger Bug car, and Sophocles is just like, oh, Tokenomaru.
And Tokenomaru is very cute in the car. I may have enjoyed these episodes, but I'm really just super excited about the next episode. Should we give a hint as to what it could be?
Sure. I don't know what that hint's gonna be.
Oh, I was about to say, why don't you tell them, Geese, what is going to happen next episode?
Let's just say we'll see some old friends.
Let's just say we'll see some familiar faces. It's gonna be good. Big finale of Sun and Moon. Can you believe it, Geese?
Yes. We've done so many of these that I'm like, yeah, I believe it. What did you think my answer was going to be?
I don't know. Did you pick out a Guyera's question of the week?
Oh, hold on. Give me a second. Why don't you do the wrap-up stuff while I think of one?
Post wrap-up Guyera question of the week. Clambos, thank you for listening in on these exciting episodes that I enjoyed. I don't know how Geese felt about them, but I liked them. Please follow our social media accounts at LookListenCast on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube. I guess YouTube's not really a social media. Keith Squared, I would like to personally thank you for your artwork, your beautiful caricatures you've given us. You can find Keith at Keith Squared on twitch.tv. And I want to thank the Clambo supporters. RD Fine, Rock Party, Dvan, Pikablu, the Dream Team. Shouts out to Aaron, who was going to be in this episode but then left. He made our website and our boilerplate at the end of the episode. Clambos, if you would like to support us in any way and validate us and make us feel happy, you can go to anchor.fm and support us monthly, because when we see that somebody joined, it makes us full of dopamine. Geese, is that the correct one? The correct chemical?
Mm-hmm.
And please also, why did it feel like it got so bright in here? Geese, I think I'm dying. I think with my Fortnite eyes, I think I'm dying because I was about to say the dentist, the optometrist said, I'm looking at your eyes. You see this orange bit? That means they're healthy, but look at this eye thing you've got going on. See how it's like the squiggle is longer here? He said, you're going to have a hard time seeing in the dark, and you're going to be really sensitive to bright lights. And Geese, I can tell you, these last couple days, anytime I go out in the sunlight, I can't see anything. I just have to close my eyes, and my eyes start watering so much from the bright lights, from the sunlight. Is it bright light? And he's saying it's
Fortnite eyes.
He's saying it's because I reuse my contacts when I shouldn't be, but the next contacts I'm going to get either tomorrow or Wednesday, those are going to be monthlies, so I can reuse them. Also, Clambos, please go on to like Apple Podcast or Spotify or what have you, and leave 5 stars and leave a nice review, because that helps show it to more people. And please recommend the podcast to Literally anybody. We go out of our way to never say a swear word. So from babies to 100-year-olds, you can recommend it to any of
Give
them.
it to the babies.
Give it to the babies.
Babies love us. Grandmas adore us.
And everyone in between.
All right, you ready for your question?
God, I don't know, because who knows the trajectory of the questions you're going to start asking. You went from pet to love life, so let's see.
Where is the place you've lived the longest?
When you say place, do you mean like literal, actual room, apartment, house?
Like
Or do you
city.
mean like city or state?
City.
How how specific is cities? Because like, do you mean like the greater Houston area?
You can give me a metropolitan area.
Because the answer is probably Texas, even though I've lived in a lot of different areas of the greater Houston area. The amount of years I moved to Texas from Washington. I was born in Colorado, then moved to Washington State, moved from Washington State to Texas at 8 years old. And then I moved from Texas to California when I was like 20, let me do the math, 24 years old, I think. I lived in Texas from the ages of 8 to 24, I believe, is accurate. That sounds right, sort of. I think I'm like a year off because I've lived here 8 years, so the math doesn't check it. I'm like 1 year off, but 8 to 24, I believe, is more years than 8 years, if I'm doing my math correctly.
I won't do your math. I refuse.
So I think the answer to your question is the greater Houston area, because that's where I did the majority of my growing up. But I've been in Los Angeles for a while now, so it'll hit the number if I don't move to some other metropolitan area before then, which I guess could happen. I don't know.
You ever live in Galveston?
Very close to it, like not that far of a drive. I dislike Galveston. It's dirty looking. Like what? What's Geese losing it about? Laughing?
Sorry,
I'm very curious what she's found funny. Do I have a booger?
I just heard Aaron fart from the other room.
Aaron! God.
It was just so loud that I heard
it.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so crass. I was going to say that most of my students are from Houston.
It is a very, very large population.
Yeah. Okay.
It is it is very Geese is at the end of her ropes. It's very easy to run into somebody from Houston. No matter where you are, they're probably from Houston.
It's big.
What is wrong with you?
Losing it. We need to wrap up.
Well, you better start reading the questions then.
Okay. The first question is from Driving to Van. Question for the pod. What would your dream food Pokemon crossover be? A Pokemon-themed combo at Cane's?
Raisins?
A 5-course meal at a fancy restaurant? A frozen burrito at Walmart? Etc.? The more details, the better.
Did you just say etc.?
Etc.
It's etc.
Etc.
There you go.
I know it's etc. I took Latin.
She's lying through her teeth.
No, I'm not.
Why are you doing the zoom in again? Yes, stop it!
Okay. What's your answer?
Oh, let me read the question. All right.
I just read
Food?
it to you out loud.
This is an easy one, Dvan. Are you crazy? It's, of course, a big giant Coco Ichibana cross Pokemon collaboration. Can you imagine how sick that would be? All your rice and your omelet is in the shape of little Pikachus and little Pokes, and you get little drinks that are based on Pokemon. Oh my God, it would be so sick. He said the more details, the better. So I guess the spices, depending on your spice level, it would be named after a different Pokemon, like a Magmortar would
fire
be
Pokemon.
Spice level 10, exactly, Geese. And you'd have your little egg in the shape of like a little Togekiss or something, or like it's yellow already, so maybe it looks like a Pikachu. But you make designs out of all the toppings, because at Coco Ichibana, you add as many toppings as you like. So you could put onions in there and gyudon, and you could put potatoes and vegetables, and I like chicken cutlet. Some people like pork. You could put that in there. You could put clams if you wanted for clambos. You can put fish you can put vegetable croquettes and make them look like Jigglypuffs? That is the answer. Dvan?
My real answer is like Ben and Jerry's ice cream flavors.
Ooh.
My fake answer is Olive Garden because I would just be curious about how they would pull that off.
Geese unlimited breadsticks, and they all are different Pokemon.
How? Elaborate?
Next question from Pikablu. What's your favorite dog Pokemon?
I like Yamper.
Yamper's cute. He's from Generation 8. He's a little corgi. Listen, Pikablu. I think there's only one Pokemon I can say, and that's Houndoom. Houndoom because he was on my Silver team. He was on my Soul Silver team. Houndour is cute. I prefer Houndoom's old design. I think he used to look cooler, and his current design, I don't know, he just looks too sleek. He looks too skinny, and his horns are too thin. I need a little bit of a chunkier Houndoom, and that would be my answer.
Give me that curvy Houndoom.
Give her the curvy Houndoom. And then, Pikablu, you have another question. I believe we'll save that for next week, so we have some questions for next week. Geese, would you like to be any more detail-oriented towards your Ben & Jerry's ice cream? Because Dvan specifically asked for as many details as possible.
That's fair.
How are you closer to the camera every time I look? Geese's retina is on the camera at this point.
I think you could do, like a Toga Kiss, or I don't know how do you pronounce it?
Toga Kiss.
Toga Kiss one, because you could do like birthday cake with the colors.
Ooh. With the confetti sprinkles.
Yeah. You could do, I think a ghost one would be cool. So you can have like purple ice cream and it could be like berry.
Or it could be taro, right? That's purple, right?
Oh yeah, I could do taro. That'd be cool.
Very sick. You could do like a cookies and cream that had like Jigglypuff, and actually a Houndour could work in that. Ooh, he'd be like a Rocky Road. Tasty. Yum, yum, yum.
Yum, yum, yum. All right, time for dinner.
What are you going to eat?
I don't know. We figured that out.
How long is it going to take to figure out what you're going to eat for dinner?
I don't know.
Go pick out something to eat. Clambos, thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting and liking our posts on social medias. So again, for validation, thank you, Aaron, for showing up for 5 seconds and then leaving. Geese, are you in the call?
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Okay, bye. Howdy, y'all. It's me, Geese Pete. Thank you for listening to the Geese Pete Productions podcast.
Geese Peep Enterprises, doing business as Peep Industries, together with its subsidiaries, is a diversified worldwide entertainment company with operations in media networks, talent management, parks and resorts, multimedia entertainment, and consumer products and interactive media. Geese Peep Enterprises is a Dow 30 company.